And welcome back to Saturday Agenda. I'm Joe Pinion. As always, we close our show with the third opinion. Well, America is trapped between a lie and an enigma. Are voter ID laws truly racist? And does election integrity really matter? Well, as Democrats attempt to radically redefine the term Jim Crow to meet their modern political needs, our ability to confront the issues truly hurting the souls of black folks increasingly get lost in the shuffle. Now, in the last 3 months, we have seen Major League Baseball move the All-Star game from a city with a robust black population in Georgia to a city with a few black people can be found in response to their belief that voter ID laws hurt black people. In the last 3 months, we've seen lawmakers take to TV and say unequivocally any ID requirement to vote is the equivalent of a 1960s literacy test at the polls. And just this week, we watched a cohort of Democratic lawmakers flee the state of Texas under the threat of imprisonment to bring attention to the throngs of black people being prevented from exercising their constitutional right to vote. And yet, while we do know that to the extent that voter ID laws do adversely impact the poor and potentially disproportionately impact black people, there are not millions of black people being turned away from the polls in America. There are not even hundreds of thousands of black people being turned away from the polls in America as a result of voter ID laws. And anybody that tells you as much is lying to you. But here's what I do know. There are millions of black students trapped inside a spiral of despair and doom because our public schools continue to underdeliver on the promise we have made to every single American: life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And you cannot forge your own destiny when we have failed to provide you with the tools to become the best version of yourself. Now, this week we learned with horror that in Baltimore City, just a hop, skip, and a jump away from our nation's capital, 41% of the high school students had a GPA below a 1.0. Let me repeat that. 41% of high school students in Baltimore had less than a 1.0 grade point average. That is a level of neglect so horrifying, it's hard to even imagine it's true. You're right up the road from this disaster, Congresswoman Beatty was busy being arrested in the name of plastic ID cards. There was actually one student at a Baltimore school who had only passed 3 classes in 4 years. And yet he still ranks near the top of his class with a 0.13 GPA. This is the true legacy of Jim Crow. This is the systemic problem facing black children in America. Children sentenced to a life of poverty and despair by virtue of the zip code in which they live and the school they are forced to attend because the people that purport to speak for them are too busy fighting for problems that barely exist. And I'm not going to sit here and pretend that there are not people who do not want black people to vote for nefarious reasons. But what is perhaps more treacherous than that hatred are people more concerned about ensuring every black vote than they are about the reality that we have children that cannot read the names on the ballot. Because that is not the substance of an earnest desire to empower black people. That is a devious plan to leverage black power while ignoring the neglect that leaves too many black children locked out of America's promise. Jim Crow speaks to an era where black people had few rights in a nation that didn't codify dignity of black people to even exist. An era where black people could be killed without accountability. An era where black people did not have autonomy over their own lives. Now, our 2021 America is not perfect, but it is a far cry from the visceral hostility that phrase Jim Crow inspires. Now, Frederick Douglass famously said, "To deny education to any people is one of the greatest crimes against humanity. It is to deny them the means of freedom and the rightful pursuit of happiness." Now, if these voter ID crusaders truly care about the state of our democracy and the future of our multicultural experiment in democracy called these United States of America, then perhaps they are expending their energy on the wrong fight. Because we should absolutely care about even one American who wants to vote not being able to do so. But if you're truly concerned about the souls of black folks here in America, then the real Jim Crow is hiding in plain sight. That's going to do it for this week's edition of Saturday Agenda. I'm Joe Pinion. Until next time, God bless, keep the faith, and we'll see you all back here next week.